2, and tonight I am going to be tasting my SJ Porr Challenge beer. Actually, this was a little bit, when I sparged, or after I did my boil, I had about probably about 5 3/4 gallons, and this is left over from when I was going to go from my secondary, which was like a 6-gallon carboy, into a tertiary, so I had a little bit left over, so I ended up bottling it. So here we go, and the bottle I'm in is the Hop, I don't know if you can see that, it's Hop Diggity. It is a double IPA that I brought back from San Diego, so, and it's by Mother Earth Brew Company. So, but that's not what's in it right now. So let's see what we got. Now I used 2 Cooper tabs, so I'm kind of curious to see how 2 Cooper tabs did. And if it's carbonated perfectly, I'll take the 4 bottles that I bottled and put them in the fridge. So let's go ahead. Be a little bit more aggressive. Oop, there we go. Uh-oh. Whew. So it wasn't pouring aggressive, or I poured it a little aggressive, and this is what I get. So we'll let that settle down. I want to go over a couple things. I got a sponsor for the SJ Porr Challenge. It was a silver, and it's by the Beer Bug. So I'm going to show you what the contents are. This is the little sensor that goes on top, and I'm going to probably do an example on this thing when I do a brew. So, and then this hooks right onto this. So this is the sensor, and then this is the sensor that's actually broadcasting the Bluetooth, or actually this is just a weight, and it's telling it in here the electronics on how it's doing. Now that will be the gravity, so that's already set up for that. And then also I've got a temperature probe that actually plugs in, so I have to do 2 holes in my top of my bucket. And now I'm not totally sure about doing in a steel, like a conical, like a Blinkman. I'm not sure about that. So, but I don't use it, so I use a bucket, and it will actually work for I think a carboy too. So I don't know about the temperature, but so that's it for there. And then to charge this, you actually have a USB hub. So you plug it right into your computer, and then you can actually monitor it from your computer, your iPhone, your Android. So they're a silver sponsor. I think they've already ponied up their money and everything. So let's get to drinking my SJ Porr beer. So this is my second time I've made this. This is the first time I've actually tasted this batch. So cheers. It is hoppy, so I'm hoping that it tones down a little bit. So this is pretty fresh. So, but a lot of people like hops. So here we go. Okay, next, we had Big Brew Day at my homebrew club at, well, actually the homebrew club was at at Big Brew Day at my local homebrew store, Homebrew USA in Norfolk, Virginia. So I was kind of disappointed with the turnout. The turnout was only, we had 4 people, that was it, 4 people. But I can kind of see why people didn't show up, but you know, I make it a point to go to this, so I kind of thought other people were fanatics like me. There were 2 beer festivals right in the area. One was like maybe 4 miles down the road, and then there was another one maybe 6 miles up the road. So there's 2 beer festivals, and then there was 1 wine festival. So maybe, and it was beautiful out. So maybe that took away from the beer day, Big Brew Day. So, but I also, oh, and then my brew, and I've got a little bit of footage of it later, is a Columbus all the way pale ale. So it's going to finish out right around 45 IBUs, somewhere in there. And all Columbus hops. I put it's 2-row and a little bit of 60. So it's about 12 ounces of 60. So I'm kind of excited about that. USO5 is my yeast that I'm using. So I'm not going to dry hop it or anything. But I'm just wondering how, I had a friend at my homebrew meeting. He actually showed up with a Columbus IPA, and it was pretty good. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna mess with my Columbus hops, and I had perfect amount. I had about 3 ounces up in the fridge, and so that's what I did. But I also got asked by another homebrew club, which is called Cask. Cask is over on the peninsula, over on the Hampton side. Now, Cask needed 10 brewers to do a big barley wine, and I was actually kind of thinking about going over to, it was actually St. George's Brewery. They actually did a big brew day over there, and I was thinking about doing that, but since I belong to 7 Cities, I went over and did over there. So anyways, I've got 25 pounds of grain that I had to do this week for a barley wine, and I'm supposed to finish out with like 5.5 gallons, and it's going to be an English style, and it cost me for 25 pounds of grain, and that's 23 pounds of Maris Otter, and then I think there's 55, 120, and another crystal. There's 3 crystals in it, and then I got my hops, which is Phoenix and Fuggles, and it's supposed to finish out like 70 IBUs. And we got yeast right from the brewery from St. George's. So thank you, St. George. And it cost me $30. So I'm kind of stoked about this. And for the barley wine, they want to put it in a barrel. So they're supposed to be getting a wine barrel. I wouldn't mind if they changed their mind and got a bourbon barrel, but they want to do a wine barrel. It's $50, or I mean $30. So there you go. So also, SJ Porr, the challenge. I'll give you a little update on that. I've got a Facebook page set up for the Southern Hub, and anyone that's in the Southern Hub, I send an email out to everyone, so everyone's invited to join that. And there's right now, I think we've got like 4 active right now. So let me have another beer. So that's one update on the SJ Porr challenge. Also, I want a big update was I talked to a lot of the guys, and I said, hey, why don't you guys, whoever's in my hub, send 1 extra beer. So right now I think we've got 17 people, so you would have to send, I think we're agreeing on like 18 beers. It might go down if people end up not joining and updating it. So everyone's going to send 1 extra beer of a different beer that they have, and we're going to have the winner of the Southern Hub will get that. We'll get like, say 15 beers. So kind of stoked about our little contest within the whole challenge. So I think that's about it. I've got a little bit of footage from Big Brew Day, only about 2.5 minutes or something like that, so it wasn't that much. They had a band playing, so it was a little noisy. So that's all I'll say about that. But they had some good music, and they had a pig, so that was good. So that's about it, and I will see you guys later. And holy Christ, it's been 10 minutes. So I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.
Okay, doing my fly sparging right now. Just started, I got like 45 minutes left. Then just getting his mash water started. What's up, Elijah? So I started my mash at the house. Another guy over here. Let's just walk over here. Music. So we're ready to rock and roll today. Okay, this is my hot liquor tank, and I added the valve on the outside.
That was a new original tube.
And then I just put a pickup tube regular for pretty much a kegel, because I had the extra kegel. So I had that much water left over, I'll just drop it on the top of my grain bed.
You may have heard this song on the radio.
It's still coming out, so 55 minutes into my fly sparge, and we're almost done. I collected a little over 7, and I think that'll be a good. Add the hot break. We're chiller in, and I got about 10 minutes left. This wind is like kicking my tail today. No more fight the wind. I want my cool down. Come back. Down below 200 already.